Hello, and welcome to this lecture, What is Public History? A concrete definition of public history does not yet exist because the field is still evolving. The National Council on Public History provides a vague beginning definition by saying that public history describes the many and diverse ways in which history is put to work in the world. We can begin to get at a better definition of this by defining an ethos of public history. We can at least get to a list of characteristics, the arc of which bends toward a definition. We hope that by the end of this course, we'll have a better definition and a better understanding of what public history is. But let's put first things first. What is this ethos? It's a term I use frequently, and it combines ethics, that is, doing what is right and correct and acting in good faith, with methods, working and thinking within the parameters of the discipline, in this case history and public history. An example is the ethos of citing work, citing your sources, that combines creating correct citations for the correct reasons, that's ethics, using the Chicago or Turabian Manual of Style, which is method. Ethos is often hard to articulate, but it's understandable by looking at characteristics. What are the characteristics of public history? There are many that are similar to academic history. Historians, first and foremost, are critical thinkers. They have a particular worldview and a particular disciplinary ethos, that is, a set of ethics and a way of going about their business. They research and provide evidence-based interpretations. Public historians are educated as and by academic historians. Now, how does public history differ from academic history and academic historians' ethos? The training for public historians goes beyond academic history. It goes into material culture, oral sources, and similar things that academic historians have only been using in earnest for the last 25 or 30 years. A reversal of evidence yields interpretation. That is, rather than looking for evidence to help you make the interpretation, you use the context to inform the search for meaning and the search for further details. Public historians tend toward interdisciplinary views and tend to incorporate multiple ways of viewing evidence. We'll look at this a lot more in a later lecture. There's also, for public historians, training beyond the academy itself. There's training within the professional associations, there's vocational skill training, there's entrepreneurial training, grant writing, on-the-job training, which is specific to the site or place that you're working. This is different from academic historical training. The audiences are different vis-a-vis academic historians. Audiences for public history tend to not be students. Student, quote unquote, in fact, is a relationship in which people put themselves in a subordinate position to be systematically instructed in a body of knowledge by a presumed expert. This is exactly what you have spent a good deal of your life doing. Students seek education which often demands direct challenges to their existing belief system. Instead of students, the audiences for public history are equals. That is, they bring their own valid information to the point of contact with the knowledge provider. The relationship between that knowledge provider, the public historian, and the audience is less superordinate and subordinate, and the audience seeks to be informed rather than have their worldview challenged. Often the audience is superior. Public historians often work as consultants and employees who inform decisions of administrators, that is, bosses, by providing professional knowledge. In these cases, the public historian has less autonomy than the teacher, the professor, or other knowledge provider in shaping what the ultimate audience sees. These categories are not exclusive, they're permeable. People can move from public history into academic history, both physically and intellectually, and they can move the other way as well. Public historians also work in a wider variety of places than do academic historians. Also, there are subfields that are specific to public history. We'll examine these as we discuss these subfields. The focus of our course is going to be on digital history, community history, archives and museums, historical preservation and site management, and historical and heritage tourism. This is a track about monitorizing the work of the historian outside of traditional teaching employment. Where do public historians work will be a question that we'll ask, and what to do about resource allocation. That is, how do you seek money when you are working outside of a straight-ahead employment situation? Really what I'm talking about here is grants. With that, we'll end this particular lecture, and welcome to the course. Thank you very much.